let's talk about it.
All right, welcome to the Real Truth and Power Live podcast. We have another phenomenal show, so let's get the show started off right. Thank you for tuning in, and we're about to get it in with a powerful show from my man Walter. Let's get going.
You are now tuned in to Real Truth and Power, the show that uplifts the community with health, wealth, and knowledge of self. Here's your host, Everett Winchester.
All right, man, I got a powerful show today. We are blessed to have another powerful guest providing some powerful info. So let me bring him in now, my man Walter, and we're going to get it in. We're talking about illiteracy today. So please do me a favor, get out there, like this information, share this information. We're talking about people reading, learning how to read, not being ashamed of their literacy, and jumping in and improving themselves. He has a phenomenal program, MENREAD TOO, so I really want to promote this program. So please hit the like button and the share button, and let's get the information out. Let me bring my brother into the fold right now. All right, family, peace and blessings. I'm so proud to bring in my brother Walter Williams. What's going on with you today, my brother?
Oh man, feeling good, brother. Yes, indeed. Glad to be with you, man. Appreciate you. I know that this is working. I'm attracting, the right people. It's the power, the law of attraction. And I know that is operating. It's a universal law. And that's the reason why I'm here with you today. And I'm honored. Thank you.
Well, it's an honor for me, man. I like the message that you're giving. So I want to first talk about MENREAD TOO, because that's how I found out about you. I was on Facebook and I came across your page. Talk about the MENREAD TOO movement.
Yes, indeed. That's awesome. MENREAD TOO is basically here to eliminate illiteracy across this nation. And, basically what we're doing is we're building a coalition of men from coast to coast, east to west, north to south. We're building a coalition because I may not be able to, I may not be in your circle, but you are in your circle. But if we can influence each other, coax each other to help another brother out and to uplift them and to help them with the stigma, to eliminate that stigma of illiteracy. And, I just feel like it'll create a win-win-win for us as a whole. And so that's the mission behind MENREAD TOO, is to eliminate illiteracy across this nation by exercising the fun habit of reading.
I think that's very powerful because when I was younger, I read, but I didn't think it was that serious. You know what I mean? I was just like, I just read. I didn't really like it. But as you get older, you find out the importance of reading, how you get your knowledge yourself and things of that nature, and just to research things. Talk about how illiteracy hurts and demoralizes some men.
Oh, man. Yes, indeed. Basically, what happens is this is one of those things that men don't like to confront. Usually, if a man is suffering from illiteracy, they will sweep it under the rug and cover it with other things, which would be more like misbehaving, class clown, you know what I mean? Things to that nature. They won't confront the issue of they're not understanding the literature that's going on. So they distract opposed to attacking the problem. They distract. And, so what happens is when a man is suffering from illiteracy, he usually doesn't cry out. Like you just said, you didn't really, read. You knew how to read, but you didn't really pick it up as a habit, as a hobby. And, you know, that's the one thing we're here to do. We want to create reading as a hobby, because no longer are the days where they say you want to hide some information and put it in a book. No longer are those days that we're going to suffer through that, because, and that's one of the purposes of MENREAD TOO. We're reading great content. We're reading basically self-help books, self-knowledge books, financial books. So we learn what to do with a dollar, how to create a dollar. And we come to realize now that working for a dollar is one of the worst ideals known to man. You don't see Warren Buffett, you don't see, Jeff Bezos working for a dollar. He create dollars.
That's right.
That's what he does. And so we shift the mindsets.
Now, I want to talk to you about your story, because you seem very passionate about illiteracy.
Yes.
Talk about your experience with it, so maybe we can reach out and help a couple of people. Talk about your experiences dealing with illiteracy, your story, man, because you told me it was powerful, just how you overcame and how you got into the MENREAD TOO movement.
Yes, indeed. Thanks for asking. Basically, me, myself, I suffer with illiteracy, but I have a college degree. I have a high school diploma. I have a, decent job. I have, a business, but I'm 40 years old, reading for 10 years. And so when I look back at the lineage and see how did this come about, I look back at my grandfather, God rest his soul. I mean, a powerful man, what I like to call a concrete cowboy. They ain't take nothing from nobody. They didn't ask nobody for nothing. He did what he did, and he acquired 300 acres of land. And this is, he died when he was 89. He died maybe 5 years ago. So talking back in those days.
Mm-hmm.
So born in Georgia, moved to Pennsylvania, came back to Georgia to retire, and so I seen the root cause that, I was suffering from. And see, but the thing is, he may have been illiterate, but he was very intelligent. So I am intelligent, and now I added literacy with my intelligence, and I'm adding principles with this intelligence. And so basically it's a elixir. It's a mixture. It's a mixture of like a magical potion. And now it's just time to give it, because I know that I went all the way through high school. Never once did I admit that I couldn't read. It was, you used to raise your hand. I used to try to read the paragraph first, then raise my hand on the shortest paragraph so I could read that little small paragraph, because I knew I may struggle on some work. And, just being honest, today I still may struggle on some work, but it's a repetition that has occurred to where it just flows. It just flows. And now I know how to research a word, and find out the breakdown of the word. I know how to break that word down to syllables. And I think that would be powerful if we can get the men out there to that, to know that, hey, it's okay if you stumble. That doesn't mean that you're less than because you stumbled. And so for me, like the original question was a thing that I dealt with. I never admitted it until now, recently. And I only been reading for 10 years, and I have college degrees and high school diplomas.
My man. Now I want to get into that real quick, because clearly you were intelligent. You just somehow got over on reading. Talk about the school system real quick. As much as it assisted you and you were able to move forward, you said, you was pretty much graduating not knowing how to read. Talk about the things the school system can do, especially in the Black community. What they can do to assist kids so kids can get it. You know what I mean?
Man, that's good. What I would say they could do is the teacher has to spend one-on-one time with that student, as a teacher or a teacher assistant. And basically, hey, don't read just a paragraph. Anybody can, squeeze through that. let's read this whole chapter. And you notice in school, and you know, maybe schools with the masses, maybe they are doing the best they can because they say read the chapter, then answer the questions.
Right.
But if you couldn't really read, you would read the questions, skim through the chapter looking for the same words in the question, and then answer that question.
And figure it out.
You figuring it out. Yes, indeed. So, you know, what the school system today would have to do is spend some quality time, with each student. And, and that's what it's going to take. Hey, me and you, 30 minutes, we got the class still going on. We already gave this class the assignment. Man, this is me and your time. You read to me for these 30 minutes. Let me see where you at, not a test, because, as we going to figure out, as men, as people, we going to figure out how to survive or how to get by.
Right.
So we going to figure out what it's going to take to still, to make it. But that doesn't mean you don't have a deficiency. So it's going to take some one-on-one quality time.
Now, I want you to talk to the brothers who are struggling reading or can't read, that's just been getting by, or even the young kids, man, that are young, they don't know how to read, they're starting to act up because they're trying to avoid dealing with the work and stuff like that. I mean, it's a little embarrassing to people. Talk to them, give them some encouraging words on reaching out for help, and how would you tell them to go about, getting help and learning?
I would say, first off, definitely go on Facebook and reach out to MENREAD TOO. It's MENREAD, one word, then TOO. I would definitely reach out to an organization like that, one step. And if you are that, man, we try to focus on men 13 and up. We want to, 13, you should be able to read 13 and up. So what I would say to the young brother out there who's struggling with reading is, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's nothing to be ashamed of, because I can pretty much promise you that 50% of the people you're around can't read either, at least to the proper grade level.
Right.
So it's okay. And that's you. Sometimes you have to be different to be greater. The great people, not the people who's going along with the crowd. So if you need that help, you need to step up and stand out, and don't conform to what everybody else is doing. You need to stand up and stand out, because if you can attack, the earlier you attack the problem, the better. And one of the solutions, it sounds, repetitious, it sounds cliche, but one of the biggest solutions to it is just reading. Believe it or not, you may struggle. It may take you an hour to read one page, but guess what? Reread that same page tomorrow. It maybe only take you 50 minutes. Then reread that same page the next day. It may take you only 30 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's just all about building a catalog of different word forms and different word types. And so then it comes to a point that it's nothing new under the sun for you. So you already seen that word before somewhere. So, and that's when it just really started to flow. But you must spend at least 15 minutes a day with every day. 15 at a minimum of 15 minutes a day. That's just for starters, and then progress from there.
Man, that was deep. That was deep. Just start off by reading. That was powerful right there. Talk about some of the books when you first, were challenging yourself to read. Talk about some of the books, and not just some of the books, some of your favorite books that you first started reading.
Okay, I'm gonna take you through levels. It's funny, man. I got all those books pretty much on my desk now. But one of the first books I started reading was, this is one. No, let me be official. The very first book I read, and I was 100% interested in, was The Mac, Dolomite. So, that's being full disclosure. That was one of my books. I was reading that book while I was driving. It's like the different types of people, the different types of personalities. You know what I'm saying? So, but as I progressed from there, one of the first books I read was this book called I Dare You. And this book, I wouldn't recommend this one for a first book, but it's a great book. But one of the second books, one of my earlier books too I read was this book, Who Moved My Cheese? Who Moved My Cheese? And this book will motivate you to basically understand to create change. Don't fear change. Because if you create the change, 99% of the time it's going to work out for you. And even if change is pressed upon you, still just go get your cheese. They may have moved the cheese, but still go get it. But it's okay to move your own cheese, and that way just keep you sharp, keep your shoes laced up, and don't lose your shoes when it's time to get back in the maze. So, you know, that's one of the books MENREAD TOO had just finished as well. So, but then, you know, one of my all-time favorite books, my all-time favorite book, I would say Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. You know, it sets you up to basically know what it takes. It's like the 12 principles of success. You know, this is one of the first self-help books ever written. You know, you're talking about Andrew Carnegie. You're talking about Mr. Ford from the Ford car dealership. You're talking about Edison, Emerson. Oh man, you know, so the number one thing you got to do is have a chief definite aim. And that's why every day, pretty much, if you go on one of my readings, I say the mission statement in the short form. And the mission is to eliminate illiteracy by exercising the fun habit of reading. Now, I say that every day. I do it for the people. At the same time, I'm doing it for myself because I'm trying to stay on course. I don't want to stray. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to stray from the mission. This is a clear-cut mission, and I don't want to stray. So I'm reminding the people, and I'm reminding myself on a daily basis.
Oh, man, sure. Man, it's just been a privilege and honor. And when you drop those books, man, I got to check some of them out. That was just powerful, man. I want to thank you for enlightening the people. Before I let you go, talk about some of the things you're doing on I don't know what I'm going to on Facebook. I'm sorry, my brother. That if somebody just wants to tune in, I know you do some live podcasts.
Yes.
Talk about some of the things you're doing on that platform that they can just go to immediately. Hopefully, they can go to that page, like that page, and share it, y'all. MENREAD TOO. But talk about some of the powerful things you're doing on your platform.
Yes, sir. You know, one of the most powerful things I'm doing is being consistent. We started back in February, and you know, we have not missed a day yet of reading. You know what I'm saying? So since we started, it's 148 days consecutively of reading content. And I'm telling you, so you can start from day one and you will be empowered by this information because we ain't reading no book. You know, this ain't no lie full of bull jive. This is a lie full of content and information. You will learn something in 3-minute increments. I pretty much guarantee it. And so, you know, we start with the word of the day. You know what I'm saying? We start with a word of the day. And, you know, just for instance, the word of the day today was confabulate, you know, to talk informally. We're doing more.
Go back. You educating me. What's that word again?
Confabulate. CONFABULATE. That's to talk informally, you know, to confer. And it also means to fill in gaps with fabrication. But what we're having now is colloquy. This is colloquy what we're having. And colloquy is definitely high-level discussion.
Go on, brother.
That's colloquy. Yes,
see,
indeed.
You educated
me.
You educating me. That's why I always, you know, that's why I'm glad you did that. And I love your platform because even like you said, I could always read. I struggled in math, but I didn't read. I didn't know how powerful it was. I just pushed it to the side. I didn't do studying. I spent more time using my brain to get over than actually to do the work. And once you get older and figure out like, yo, if I had just did the work and put forth that effort, I wasted so much time trying to get over. That's powerful that, you know, you're reading every day, learning those words, man. That's beautiful, man. That's the attraction. I also tell people, like, even if you're the highest of highs, You know, as a football, coach football and basketball. I don't know if I told you. I always say, you know, some coaches give too much instead of just breaking it down real easy. Oh, we got to do this, and that. No, man, all you got to do is step in, make sure, you know, just break it down easy. And so by doing that, I read a lot of kids' books. You know, people be like, well, that's a kid's book. Yo, I got the knowledge. It's from the beginning, the basics. Yeah. Then I go up to a higher book on that criteria. But there's nothing wrong with just starting from the beginning, man. And now look at you 10 years in, I'm learning words from you. So that's just phenomenal. I had to congratulate you and salute you on that, brother.
Listen, brother, you know, you say you learning, I'm learning. You know what I'm saying? That's the beautiful thing about it. You know, as I give the knowledge, I'm receiving this knowledge. You know what I'm saying? You give and you receive. That's how it goes. And so what it's doing is changing my paradigm. You know, my paradigm has been shifted, you know, so I'm thinking on a bigger level. I'm on a whole nother aggrandized level now, you know, thinking. And right. So as you know, as you give, you receive. You give them young kids the knowledge on the sport, the football, and you receive. I know you receive something because you're giving. You cannot give and not receive. Correct. If you give, you can receive. And in closing, man, you know, we want to make sure we have measurable results. We want to focus on measurable results. And, you know, one of the biggest measurable results for me is that, you know, my 6-year-old son hit me up every day when I'm coming home. Like, hey, Dad, you got to do MENREAD too? Is it time to read?
Man, that's what I'm talking about, brother. That's what I'm talking about. So, you know what I'm saying?
That's a measurable result right there. You know what I'm saying? He's seeing Daddy read every day. And I'm a man just like you, man. I know, you know, like I said, we got, you know, wives, we got children, you know what I'm saying? We got, you know, work, we got business to run, but it's always time to make that time for what's important, you know what I'm saying? And so reading is important. And, you know, we just gotta keep pushing and we're gonna keep on pressing on. So, you know, a couple of my slogans in closing is MENREAD TOO is here to free more men than Abraham Lincoln freed. You know, and before I start reading, I say, "Men, let's read." And then one of my main ones that, you know, that I'm known for is MENREAD TOO will never, ever surrender. Yes, indeed.
Oh, man. Well, I want to thank you, Brother Walter, for coming on, man. You know, I want you to stay engaged in the platform, too, because you got some knowledge. Call up on our call-in shows if you ever catch us and give your input. And please drop your Facebook for the people again one more time for me.
Yes, indeed, sir. Yes, I will be following, you know, consistently, seeing what you guys doing. This is a real platform. This is the type of stuff that we need to build off of. This is what we need to build off of. You know, this ain't no foolishness. This ain't no showing money on, you know, and stuff like that. This is real life knowledge and empowerment for the people. And we need that. People perish for lack of knowledge. And that's right. You know, brothers like you out here, we destroying that lack of knowledge. So, you know, Facebook is definitely MENREAD TOO. That's one. MENREAD is one word, and TOO. MENREAD TOO. Gotcha. So yes, indeed, you go on that Facebook, you like us, you know, we will respond. We respond. And you ever leave a message, we will respond back. You know, and so we consistent with it. We already have 148 days consecutively of content. So you can start from day 1, or you can start from day 48 on 148, and then you will be empowered. There's no doubt you will be empowered.
Man, well, I want to thank you again, Brother Walter, and have a blessed one, my brother.
Thank you, sir. Be blessed as well.
All right. All right, man. I hope you guys enjoyed it. My brother Walter gave a phenomenal show. For you guys to know, he likes to deal with kids that are, you know, 13 and up. But if you know any kids that are younger struggling, my brother said, just reach out. You know, you want to mentor them and talk to them. But if you're definitely in that 13 to adult range, definitely hit them up. And just to watch him on Facebook. You can be younger, just to, you know, go over some things, watch him read and stuff like that and learn. So I suggest anybody, this is great, especially if you're a little ashamed that you don't know how to read, to check out the brother's program. Just tune in. And like he said, just try your best to read, mess around with it, and then ask for help and learn words. And you can do it yourself. And he has a program that definitely you can learn from and get support. So it's definitely a great thing. And we want to promote my brother. Illiteracy is a problem, and I don't know if you know this early, and I think I was talking to someone about it. When people in school, or young kids in school, and they don't know how to read, it's ways you can get by. But when you don't know how to get by, you act up. You try to show some kind of disciplinary issue so you don't have to do the work, or you can get around doing the work or whatever, and they just pass you by. So sometimes these kids in schools that are acting up, they have issues that are much deeper than just personal problems. They might not be able to do the work, and they're afraid to get the help that they need. So I think that was phenomenal. Tonight we got another powerful show. In fact, it won't be a Real Truth and Power show at 7:30, I believe. Check us out. Seriously joking. I'll be a host, I'll be a co-host, or will be interviewed. I won't even be the co-host. I'll be getting interviewed on Brother J Rich show, Strictly Serious. So seriously joking. I'm sorry, seriously joking. I apologize for that. It's going to be about some serious topics, about some knowledge, but we're going to have some fun with it too. He's my co-host on a lot of shows, so I am blessed to have him interview me on his first show. So please support it. That show will also be aired on the Collective Black People Movement. So if you are an entrepreneur, or you're trying to get righteous, go to this website, look them up. It's a great way to be a member of the Collective Black People Movement, and you get a free webpage if you can't afford a website or anything, where all the members can contact you and you can use it for advertising. So another great show, man. Please hit that like and share. And if you know anybody that's struggling with reading, tell them to go to MENREAD TOO on Facebook. And we are out of here, man. Please stay tuned. And let me share this as well before I'm out of here. Let me share this. Let me share this real quick.
There are many films about slavery told through foreign lenses. Now witness the full story from an African perspective. How did slavery in Africa begin? The major players. Who resisted? Learn the answers and much more in Meltrek, Exploring the Ma'afa, Part 1, The Arrival of the Portuguese.
Man, I cannot wait. I cannot wait for that show to come on. That is going to be powerful, powerful, powerful. Shout out to Miss Wendy. How you doing? I appreciate you for commenting. And you know what? While I got you guys here, have you heard of the miniseries Snitch? It's a YouTube miniseries. We interviewed the actor who was in this scene, my brother KT. So, man, we are interviewing some powerful people. Let me play a snippet, and you can go to YouTube and watch this series. It's a mini-series. It's phenomenal. Let me play you a little snippet of that mini-series.
He's your friend, right? So, what's your price?
It's bad that I'm even here. And now you are kind of insulting me by making me an offer to kill him.
Everyone has a price. You owe the Havanuk family money. I can pay that debt and all your other debts. But your friend has to go first.
You know that's close to $1 million. Why don't you go and hire someone else for less?
A killing isn't the same unless it's from someone you're close to.
When can I get the money?
Far from a snitch, I just found my niche. So hit my line, I get that info quick. And don't forget to cash at me them chips. I keep a low profile, don't be running your lips.
Man, so you just saw the first video was Mail Trek. I cannot wait for that to come out. My sister, powerful doctor, my aunt, she does the Mail Trek series, I believe, with her son. So you can go pull that up, Meltrek, M-E-L-T-R-E-K. I believe that one, the preview you just saw isn't out yet, and that was called Snitch. And I'm going to end it with my sister, Tammy Gibson. She does a lot of traveling, and her platform educates people. So we're paying the bills here. So check my sister, Tammy, out.
In order to have a future, you have to know your past. My passion for African American history of foot soldiers, inventors, entrepreneurs, and educators who have shaped me into the woman that I am today. From the motherland to my beautiful city, Chicago, and around the world, as a travel historian, it's my obligation to honor and educate about the contributions of African Americans who have built this country. Be inspired by my journey.
All right, now if you want to check out my sister Tammy, go to Sankofa for Her. That is S-A-N-K, Sankofa for Her. And you can check out all of her information, the places she's traveled, and she tries to bring back some education to teach everybody. So another powerful show, man. Shout out to my brother Walter. Go to Facebook, MENREAD TOO, and let's try to end this illiteracy for all our brothers that are struggling reading. I want to say thank you again, and if you're not doing anything, check me out tonight. Check out Real Truth and Power and also Everett Winchester on Facebook, and I'll definitely share that information, man. Another powerful show, MENREAD TOO on Facebook. Hit that like button. Oh, please like and share. Like and share, man. Let's get this information out to the people. Shout out to the Collective Black People Movement. If you're on YouTube, follow us on Real Truth and Power, Collective Black People Movement. And you can also check us out on podcasts, Spotify, Apple, Google. We are all over the place. Twitch TV, Africa TV. So don't get shocked if you see the numbers low on Facebook or whatever. We all over the place. Periscope, Twitter, we streaming live and we doing the thing. So shout out to everybody, and we out of here. Peace and blessings. Stay tuned tonight to Brother J Rich Show, and follow me for all the information. It's going to be powerful.
Real truth and power, health, wealth, knowledge of self, uplifting the community. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Real truth and power. Health. Wealth. Knowledge of self. Uplifting the community. Let's talk about it.